I've literally slept 2 or 3 hours. That's it. Oh my goodness. I'm doing fine, but I realized something that I got all excited about. Whoa, my lips are deformed. So, you know how for like 2 years I've been complaining that my bedroom is so freaking sunny that in the summertime I got like these headaches, pounding headaches, and I have no choice. Even when I have curtains, like it just goes through. Now that they're building the fourth building, the diasporans that funded in Chiranuna, Anuna Morza, it's blocking the sun from coming right into my bedroom. So I love it. The only thing that got me upset though is it's blocking the mountain view. I don't know. Do you guys ever feel like after you've overcome something major that really had nothing to do with you, but you overcame it? It's like there's a new sense of profound not even self-love, yeah, but it's like this new profound something changes within you. You know, it's not even change because I'm not different. I'm the same person, as an example. But there's something profound here. I'm trying to find the word for it. And I think everything becomes more stable in makeup, in your own physical makeup, in your own energetic makeup. Because it's not that I've become stronger, because I've always been freaking strong. It's not about that. I remember like years ago, I had this one student from Gyumri, older lady, like in her 40s, late 40s. And she knew like nothing about that I had military experience, because I don't share everything to everyone. But I remember her I remember her. There was this one time, she's like, her and her friend Ani, who is the daughter of the director and the owner of the Tankaran of that comedian, the Gyumri comedian, the well-known comedian. In Shirano Nahima, like I'm having brain fog because I'm not sleeping. Anyways, she was like, you remind me of those Russian military women that come here. And I'm like, oh really? She's like, yeah, I have this feeling about you, like you have military experience. I swear, I kid you not. Don't think everybody is a fucking idiot here. They're not. They're actually smarter than people from, not everyone, but there are a handful in somewhat scattered. Okay, I know them pretty well. I've worked with them. Anyways, the daughter was my student, right? And her friend, who was in like human rights organizations and so on and so forth, or they were doing projects for human rights. And she's like, Talad, like, I don't know, everything about you. She's like, you just remind me, like, I just have this feeling you have military experience. And I'm like, oh, okay. Like, just pretending to be stupid, you know? Not everybody needs to know, but I mean, if they tune into this, they'll obviously know. But I mean, I'm an injured devil, you know? But what I mean is, it's not so much of like, I'm stronger now. It's got nothing to do with that. Because the more things you go through, man, I'm telling you, your body eventually, you're just tired. But it's not even about that. So the word I'm looking for, resilience? No. I've always been, it's not even that either. In different angles, in different perspective, in different facets. It's like an angled, you know, crystal, or like, you know, you see it in its multifaceted ways and so on. And I've always known we all have we're all multifaceted, but I don't know how to describe it. It's like the more shit you experience when you come out of it, there's like a new fresh skill or a new fresh perspective on something about ourselves. And it's not when you're going through it, it's after you come out of it. Yeah. It's after you come out of it. So, I'm pretty sure the next 10 years of my life I'm bringing something good to the table. I just feel it, I feel it. So one more thing, there's a lot of cursed people. Okay, you have to understand what that even means. It's not a belief system, literally, it's an energy. Okay, so when a person's mental outlook is always about consistently on victimhood, or they portray themselves as victims, thievery, harming other people consistently, just the mental outlook is very like low vibration, neglect or minus of something. There is a fucking curse that they put on themselves, and I'm a firm believer that people curse themselves. I'm also, from what I've seen, there's ancestral curses. Gyumri has lots of curses. You know, I'm literally in the earthquake zone, and all this shit that I had to put up with just by living and breathing here. There's no trees. How do you build a neighborhood with no trees? Yeah, so I'm just, from what you see, you know, like, people curse themselves. And there are people that are cursed here. I'm not saying you're going to be cursed if you come to Gyumri. It's just that, just be mindful and aware that these things are around. And if you feel any low vibe, you got to just keep going and just block out or don't welcome those people in your life. Be a little wise in that sense. Be very choosy and choose the right people in your life and surround yourself by the right people. If not, just do shit yourself the way I've had to do it. So, and kick those motherfuckers out of your fucking house and environment in your life if you have to. If you have to, you have to. So this may sound like a contradiction, but throughout the years I've learned, when you live alone and you stay alone, which for me has been probably a few decades, you really start to look at things in life consistently in a different perspective, like a wheel that's turning. So each time the cycle of the wheel turns, you really, truly, really appreciate your contribution to your own life and to your own self. So as an example, it's like you really start to notice habits of yourself and even other people that you deem like not suitable for your life, rather than before you would kind of be like accepting or cooperating with. And that may offend a few people, like, what does she mean by like accept? You should always be accepting. But what I mean by that is sometimes you get blindsided or like put rose-colored glasses on just because you want to have friends or be in a circle. When you live alone and you're content being alone, you work on yourself, right? You work on yourself, and then you start to see certain elements of other people. And when they don't work on themselves, you're like, no, those type of people are not for me. I want to be around people who work on themselves too, you know? And this has been the theme of my life for like ever, because I've always been very attracted to like independent, strong people who are not afraid to be themselves in this world that tries to make them something else. I've never been drawn or attracted to followers. Just innovative trailblazers of just often said that 85%, if not more, of the world are followers. And like, it's a turn off. Be unique, be yourself, find out who you are. Like, I don't have to preach. And somebody was asking me, actually several people were asking me, they're like, what is it about sexual talk that turns you off? And I'm like, listen, it's not about it being offensive or rude. You look like a flippant moron. Like, you don't look or sound intelligent if you're just randomly talking about your private parts of your sex life. You come across as very uneducated and uneducated. So obviously I'm going to block that person if they're just randomly
talking about sexual things. It's like there's a billion things out there to talk about, and how small the capacity of the person's brain is, how they view life, how they view themselves in particular. You know, like when you listen to me talk, doesn't it not show what type of person I am? Hello. As I always say, you want to know someone? Listen to them talk. Anyways, it's January the 17th. We've got all these planets going forward finally. And I just feel like there's a new air around, new energy. So I'm liking it. I'm taking the new energy. And I'm hoping this year I'm going to start traveling around Armenia. At least making trips to Vanator more often, because I like going there. Not to live, but to, go for a few days. Maybe Dilijan, Dzalgazornaik.